Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the channel. Got my stickers back there. I'm gonna try something different today. I'm gonna take the old e-bike out and go for a ride at Mammoth Cave Rail Trail. It's supposed to be a 9-mile bike trail along the old railroad track that went from Cave City to Mammoth Cave. It was just a little 9-mile railway. Hopefully they'll have some signage or something where I can give you a little of the history on the place. Pretty neat. During the first 50 years of Mammoth Cave tourism, much of Kentucky was considered the American West. The road leading to Mammoth Cave was sometimes rugged as the primitive trails within it. In 1859, the Louisville and Nashville Railroad was established between those two cities. A spur line to the cave was completed in 1886, so there's the date, 1886, at $3 a ticket. The Mammoth Cave Railroad brought visitors 8.7 miles from Glasgow Junction, which is now Park City, to the mysterious Mammoth Cave. Along the way, visitors were offered the chance to stop at other local landmarks: Diamond Caverns, which we passed right before we left, Grand Avenue Cave, and Proctor Cave. The landscape was dotted with rolling hills, sinkholes, patches of forest, wooden farmhouses, livestock, and cultivated fields. One of 4 dummy 04-2T type steam engines pulled a wooden coach or a wooden combination baggage/coach car up the Chester Escarpment, gaining 200 feet in elevation in less than 1 mile. A series of hills took the little train over a trestle at Doyle Valley, which is, I think, the valley that we stopped at earlier, and up on the Mammoth Cave Estate and Hotel. Cave visitors, local families, and even wedding parties saw the sprawling Kentucky landscape from dusty glass windows adorning the cars of the Mammoth Cave Railroad. I don't really know a whole lot about it. I just heard about it and thought, heck, it's going to be a nice day today. Let's go try it out. So I'm going to hop on the e-bike and try to do it'll be 18 miles because I'll do 9 miles in, 9 miles back. So come along with me. We're going to check it out together on the old Moon Cool all-wheel drive e-bike. So I'll see you out there on the trail. All right, I made it to Mammoth Cave National Park here at the Mammoth Cave Railroad Bike and Hike Trail. This is the beginning here. There's the parking lot, my truck and everything. Here's the sign for the start of the trail. Mammoth Cave Railroad Bike and Hike Trail. Looks like it's going to be a pretty fun little trail. Looks like it starts here and we will end up at the visitor center and then turn around and make it back. So hopefully everything goes good. It's a beautiful day out here. It's supposed to hit about 60 degrees. So we're going to try this trail out. Hopefully everything goes good and we have a good time. I think it's going to be awesome. I'll put you on the bike and see you on the trail. All right, so far so good. Just got started. Just left the parking lot. Hope you can hear me okay. Looks like this is just going to be a lot of gravel here. Really nice trail. And I did read on here that there are some, this is not a typical rail trail where it's pretty flat. I did read online that there's a lot of up and down hills on this trail, and there's evidently some sections where you're supposed to get off the bike and walk it. So we'll see how that works out. We're going past Diamond Caverns here, historic Diamond Caverns. This is another cave system around Mammoth Cave. I'll just ride through the parking lot here just to be nosy. It's like a nice little place. Diamond Caverns. Might have to come check that out sometime. I didn't even know that this was here, National Cave Museum and Library. That's pretty cool. I have to come check that out some other time. All right, there's a sign up here. We got to check it out. See what the sign says. Rail trail, 7 miles. Surely I haven't already done 2 miles. I know that. Ooh, brakes are squeaky. Just another Mammoth Cave Railroad bike and hike trail sign showing that we just passed Diamond Caverns. So looks like the next thing we're going to come to is Locust Grove Cemetery, Church, France Country Store, and the old Proctor's Hotel. So I'll meet you back there when we see those things. All right, for any of you guys that are familiar with e-bikes, I'm just cruising along here at Pedal Assist 2, which this is, I think this is considered a Class 2 e-bike. So wait a minute, hold on, I'm gonna go check this out. Anyway, this is considered a Class 2 e-bike. So it only does about 20 miles an hour or so, but look at that. That's cool. Let's go check that out. Anyway, going at Pedal Assist 2, doing about 12 miles an hour, which is perfectly fine for me. It seems like that's about the perfect speed, really, for these gravel trails. I just saw this off the side of the hike and bike, the rail trail, so I wanted to come and see what this is all about. Dripping Springs Escarpment. If you can see what that is. An escarpment is a long, steep slope or cliff at the edge of a plateau or ridge, usually formed by erosion. Here, the ancient Mississippian-age limestone and Pennsylvania-age sandstones of the Mammoth Cave Plateau fragment and give way to the sinkhole plain to the south. The long, exposed bluff that remains is known as Dripping Springs Escarpment. This road cut reveals how top layers of rock on the plateau sandstone have worn away at the edge, exposing the porous, easily dissolved limestones under them. As you travel inward into the plateau, the sandstones form extensive shields that protect large areas of limestone from above and allow the region's convoluted caves to form beneath. Well, there you go. Right next to the road, Dripping Springs Escarpment. Pretty cool. I love learning stuff like that. Alright, looks like we came to our first road crossing. This is the road we parked on. I'm not sure, I don't remember what the name of it is. Anyway, here's our first road crossing. This is the intersection. Looks like Highway 70. Go right to Cave City and left to the visitor center. So of course we're going left towards the visitor center. All right, looks like we're going back across the road again. Back across 70, I think is what this one is. Wait for the traffic. We are there, not quite halfway, but close. If we're halfway, then this is gonna be a short bike ride. But we got lunch to take and stuff, so it's all right. You can really tell in this section that this was part of the old railroad because it's humped up here in the middle. And you just imagine, you know, back in the, I don't know how long ago it was, but back 50, 75, 100 years ago, trains coming down through these woods. Just really neat to think about how things were a long time ago. You know, this used to be a major railway for some major work that was being done in this area. There's a sign back there. I'm going to turn around and check it out. See what that sign said. Proctor's Cave and Hotel. When it became a profit, Larkin J. Proctor had plenty of ideas. Through an attorney by profession, he speculated in leasing land to immigrant settlers, in selling timber and mining and shipping. Twice he leased the world-famous Mammoth Cave to operate for profit. Proctor was a founding stockholder in Mammoth Cave Railroad and developed 2 show caves along the railroad. Grand Avenue Cave and a cave very near here that would bear his name. Discovered in 1863 by runaway slave Jonathan Doyle, Proctor's Cave was acquired by Larkin around 1886. He built a hotel in the shade of these trees to serve travelers. Guidebooks of the day promoted Proctor's as an alternative to an older and better known Mammoth Cave and Hotel. Unfortunately for Larkin Proctor, his ability in business was seldom equal to his ideas, and very little came of his most grand designs. But Proctor's remained a stop on the Mammoth Cave Railroad well into the 20th century, and explorers would ultimately discover that his cave was in fact a substantial part of the larger Mammoth Cave system. I wish I had time, because that trail, I'm sure, probably leads to something cool, but I don't really want to leave my bike sitting here while I go tromping off through the woods, no telling how far. So maybe I'll have to come back and check this out some other day. But Proctor's Cave and Hotel, pretty cool. Well, isn't this a fine howdy-do? And there is no way to get around this thing on the sides. It is swamp. So I'm gonna have to, I know what you're gonna say, ramp it. That didn't sound good. Okay. How'd that look? That is Sloan's Crossing Pond, in case you were wondering. And there's a trail that goes all the way around it, a walking trail, so I can't take my bike on it, but I did get to go out and see the little pond, so that's cool. Coming up on Brownsville Road. So evidently I took a wrong turn back there, and it said steep grade, but it looked like the trail went on, but this is just a hiking trail, I'm assuming. This took me back to Furlong Cemetery. The American landscape bears the names of those who tamed it, and the Mammoth Cave region is no exception. Those who lived and are now laid to rest here share their names with the land that sustained them. Valleys, ridges, crossroads, and even caves could be identified by referring to the neighbors who lived nearby. A close-knit community formed as the Furlong, Doyle, and Sloan families became tied together through marriages, and now Doyle Valley to the northeast and Sloan's Crossing to the south testify to generations who farmed this land and raised their children. When Mammoth Cave National Park was created, these families departed for new homes, some nearby, some far away, carrying with them traditions and stories of this region and its people. The old houses and farms are gone, but one look at the place names on the map of this national park reminds us of the families forever tied to this land. That's a nice little dedication to the people that lived in this area. This is one of the many little cemeteries around LA Furlong. Jane E., wife of Fount Furlong. And the daffodils are starting to pop up finally. And this big one here is Janie, wife of F. Mage, December 1st, 1863, July 22nd, 1894. Age. That's their last name. So, small prayer to those buried in this cemetery. I know they're long gone, but we want to be respectful. So I appreciate those families that let us come out here and visit their little cemetery out in Mammoth Cave National Park. Little piece of history here. Furlong Cemetery. I forget what this lookout is called, but this is one of the more famous lookouts here in Mammoth Cave National Park. It's called, the sign says, the edge of Appalachia. You're right on the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains here, just where they begin. You know, pretty cool. Get back on the trail. We made it to Mammoth Cave National Park, the visitor center. This is the end of the trail here. I've used about a bar of battery, and exactly 9 miles right now. So I'm going to sit down up here and have some lunch, and then head back. See if we see anything else up here. I'll come back to the video if I see anything else up here that is worth taking a look at. And here is the old Mammoth Cave train from the trail that we've been riding on all day. Mammoth Cave Railroad Company. All right, so here's the train that we've been following the train tracks all day. Mammoth Cave Railroad Company. So at the end of the trail, or maybe some people start here, there's the story of the Mammoth Cave Railroad and Railroad Company. So that seems to be the little engine that pulled the train. I'm sure they had more cars than just the one, but there you go. The history of the Mammoth Cave Railroad and the railroad trail that we're on. Pretty cool story about the whole thing. Awesome that they're keeping up with the history, letting people, they've maintained the trail, that they've turned it into a hiking and biking trail, giving you some history about the place. It's really awesome. And still heading back. It has been a beautiful day out here today. Just gorgeous, man. I really like this trail. I don't know. Something to get out and enjoy the day with. You know, it looks like to me, I've seen the same type of bike, several people, the Aventon e-bike. I guess they rent them up here, so if you're looking for something to do, you may want to rent one of those if you're up here. But anyway, just thought I'd throw that in there. So here's all that's left of one of the many old home sites here in Mammoth Cave. This is just the fireplaces left. You can kind of see back behind it some daffodils and stuff. They like to plant daffodils around their homes around here, but that's one of the only remnants left of home life here in Mammoth Cave. Just an old fireplace sitting off in the middle of the woods. If you come down the trail, the rail trail, there is a sign out on the road, on the trail, that talks about this, but it doesn't show you exactly where it's at. So it's just right off the road. If you keep your eyes peeled, you'll be able to find it if you wanted to see it. Anyway, I just thought that was a neat little thing off the side of the trail to check out. And there's the sign. Of course, my shadow is going to be in the way. It says, although the house is gone, the stone hearth remains, a silent reminder of the home that once stood here. It's not difficult to imagine a family enjoying the warmth of their fire as the steam engine of Mammoth Cave Railroad rattled by. The Hawkinsons were well-known members of this small hill country community that included Locust Grove Methodist Episcopal Church and a one-room age school. At the time of its construction in 1886, Mammoth Cave Railroad passed along many farms between what is now Park City and the line's terminus at Mammoth Cave. The remnant of a stone wall, cemetery plots, or maybe a cluster of daffodils in the spring all bear witness to the people for whom the steam whistle of Mammoth Cave Railroad was a familiar part of their daily routine. Look closely along your journey today for more signs of their presence. So that's the sign. You can see it right out there. That's all that's left. Time's gone by. Pretty cool, huh? And hopefully this won't be like this for too long, but it's right next to the giant blockade in the middle of the road that I've had to cross twice now. I have absolutely no idea what this is. I took a left on a gravel road. I'm not too far from the parking lot, but I took a left on a gravel road and I followed it back here probably 3/4 of a mile. There's a Department of the Interior National Park Service marker. It's locked and looks like a key's broke off in it, so I don't know what that building is, but it's creepy. And I'll say I'm not supposed to be in it, so I'm not going to try to get in it. But anyway, if you know what that is, let me know. But that's the end of the trail. I highly recommend this trail. I mean, it's easy. There's one spot that if you don't have an e-bike, you're walking your bike up it. But other than that, it's a smooth gravel trail. It'd be fun for the family to come out on bicycles and check it out. That was the historic Mammoth Cave Rail Trail. I've enjoyed it, and I hope you have too.